Tell him you can be a hero. Tell him. Tell him let it go full circle. Tell him. I'm gonna start crying. I'm going to rank this series overall a welcome to today's episode of the final episode of My Hero Academia. As far as we know. Alright. There could be a movie potentially in the works. There could be a spin-off series one day. That's not Vigilantes. I'm not dissing Vigilantes. I'm just saying, if we're gonna have another series, okay, there's gotta be, like, the characters that we know and love have to be involved. And I think Vigilantes is a prequel, and that's not the case. So I know, I'm not saying, I don't know if Vigilantes is good or bad. I'm sure it's good, you know, because it should have been done by Horikoshi still. But if I have so much investment in these characters, they gotta be there. Like imagine if Boruto tried to, I mean, his name was pretty damn similar to Naruto's. But imagine if you had the Boruto series with no Naruto or Sasuke in it. I mean, it already wasn't all that well received in the beginning, early to begin with. If Naruto and Sasuke weren't there, then I'm sure that thing would have flopped. Okay, went to the depths of hell, you know. So, yeah, we're here. We're done with the time skip dialogue. I'm wondering if we're gonna start off the episode with the time skip, or if we're gonna tie up some loose ends with whoever that person was that looked like it was Shigaraki's world that they were stuck in. Shigaraki's quirk world. Don't know how that works, but it is what it is. We'll see. Now I kind of did something like this. I've been sitting here for a while trying to figure out like what exactly to say for the intro for the final episode, you know, try to get the words together. But I figured I was wasting too much time, and I just hit record and just let it rip, you know. It's more authentic that way. I don't got no script or nothing. Now, I did something like this at the beginning of this season, where I took a little trip down memory road. I'm gonna make this like a much shorter version of it. I just want to give you like my general thoughts on the series as we went through, and then at the end of the episode, I'll give you like my rating from scale from 1 to 10 of My Hero as a whole, you know, and where it fits in my top anime rankings. So I've been hearing about early, like years ago. I've been hearing about, you know, my hero for a while. I've been hearing about stuff that's been going on. Well, I've been hearing like it was popular. I heard about it like its popularity. You know, I'm guessing maybe this was while season 1 was going on, and they were talking about things that were going on in the manga. But My Hero was like one of those, you know, one of the new gen animes that popped up. I don't know if 10 years. When did Naruto Shippuden end? Like 2017, I think. And My Hero, it's been like 10 years. So there was a little bit of crossover, you know. There was a little bit of a passing of the torch onto like the new gen anime. And My Hero was one of the people at the front of that, you know, leading the charge for the new gen. Things I heard terrible things about the fandom. Of course, I don't know. Still have yet to see those. Actually, no, never mind. With the last couple of My Hero episodes, I've kind of seen a little bit of the fandom. Unless you homophobic, okay. The fandom ain't too. As from my perspective, they ain't too, you know, out of pocket, out of hand. You know, unless you have like people. Was it this series? Where people were like sending death threats to the author, or like harassing the author online about ships or something, or some, I don't know, some like I think I was hearing things about that. But to me, like I heard it was like a superhero anime, you know. And I was like, it's superheroes. Been there, done that. So overdone. The superhero genre is saturated. They got so much shit in there. So I'm not trying to waste my time with no superhero anime. And I just come off of Naruto, and I still was not done mourning the loss of Naruto. So wasn't ready to look into any like new big time anime, any mainstream anime. If it was like small, I was down to look, but any big timers, nah, not really. Until season 2 came out. When season 2 came out, like the hype for My Hero, like I think reached. Am I even gonna say like a fever pitch? This is like from my outside perspective. There was a lot of attention. It was consuming a lot of attention when season 2 came out, during the tournament. So one thing led to another, and I just decided to start watching. I just said, F it, let me start watching. So I put on episode 1. I was like, episodes 1 and 2. This stuff is it's so cliche. That's another reason why I was hesitant to get into any new gen anime, because I figured the tropes are gonna be done, again and again. Then they done that with the rival and the getting stronger and training. Like I was like, I see that time and time again. Like to me, it's just like a almost kind of like an iPhone. You change a couple of features from last year's iPhone, and you put it displayed as a new one. Change the covering of change some ingredients in the burger that you're gonna put together, and I'll release it as a new menu item. At McDonald's or Burger King, since McDonald's doesn't really get creative with their menu. Burger King does though. But anyways, so I was watching it and I was like, yes, I was right. This is very, very cliche. I've seen all these tropes before, but see, there was this movie. Okay. Using TikTok, scrolling through TikTok, I said I was going to try to make this short. I'm going to try to speed this up a little bit, okay?
Liar, liar, plants for hire.
Just because I don't want this to be the longest intro ever. But who cares? It's the second to last piece of My Hero content we're going to have. Because for me, for y'all and me. I haven't watched the movie, that's what I'm saying. I haven't watched the latest movie that came out. So I'm going to watch that, record that. And then I'll have no more My Hero content to consume. But there was this movie. It's on TikTok. And so I feel like that's the way a lot of us are watching movies these days. I don't know when TikTok's gonna get that patched, but you can watch full blown movies on TikTok if you're not aware. But there was this like movie about like a chef, someone's like a crazy genius serial killer chef, where he invited like a bunch of food critics for like a final meal or a final menu. I don't think the people on the people that were invited to this little shindig, this is like on a boat, I think, or a yacht or something, I think. They were not aware that this meal was going to be their last meal. And so the man was at the end of the movie, okay. The main character that we're following, it was a chick. She was like, "Yeah, all the food you've made so far, I'm mid, and I'm still hungry. You ain't giving me anything that I think is good." He was like, "Oh, really? Okay, what do you want?" And she's like, "I want a cheeseburger." He's like, "A cheeseburger? Cheeseburger, huh?" He's like, not your Rudy Tooty rich man, bougie hamburger. I want a classical, genuine, New York. I can say New York. Well, I don't know what state's famous for like the hamburgers, but I want a classic hamburger, And he's like, "I'll give you the best." Chef's like, "I'll give you the best goddamn hamburger you've ever seen or eat."
I'll make you feel as if you're eating the first cheeseburger you ever ate. The cheap one your parents could barely afford.
All right. And so takes a bite of the hamburger. She's like, "Yeah, nah, this is a cheeseburger." This is a cheeseburger right here. So, I say that to say, My Hero, the tropes in My Hero are like, see it like again and again, time and time again. Like, you've had a hamburger, you've had burgers throughout your life, time and time and time and again. But My Hero executes on those tropes so well. They do it so well that it's like perfect. It's like perfect execution of the tropes. So that's why it still maintained my interest and kind of intrigued me. Because at every moment, every stinking moment when it could pull tears from, when it tried to pull tears from the audience, it pretty much did. First time around, like when Deku tried to go save Bakugo with that first final run. Well, not first final run. When he took the leap of faith to go save Bakugo, being a true hero, quirkless. That little scene made me tear up. The You Could Be a Hero made me tear up, and I was like, they're just executing this so well. So at that point I was like committed. Now, this is the story of how I became the world's greatest hero. I made my commitment there, or at least I was hooked there. Then season 2 rolled around, and when it got to the part when during the race where Deku was flying through the air, and then he was trying to figure out how he was going to land and not lose too much ground, and he landed on Bakugo. He had landed on Bakugo in Todoroki's shoulders with his feet and slammed down the armor thing, explosion, and then it got to the finish line. At that point, I was like, maybe there's more to this series than I'm thinking. That moment right there made me truly commit. I was like, okay, cool stuff like that happens in this series. It wasn't the All Might versus No Way. That was nice, But I didn't expect. It did something to me. That one particular scene. It deepened my commitment. Season 3 came along, and that's when shit started happening, where it was moving up into the highest tiers of anime for me as far as content goes. The Deku versus Muscular destroyed me. All Might versus All for One, it didn't destroy me. I was very hyped for that. I was very, very hyped. I started kind of cried when Might was putting up his fist. It was almost fell over. Because I've said in multiple videos, when I see characters giving it their all, it does something to my spirit. It draws tears from my eyes. So in season 4 rolled around, you got Mario and Eri, and of course the Might plus you, Deku hugging Eri. Hit me in that moment kind of felt a little surreal, just because the music was so powerful there. But the fight scene, awesome stuff. Season 5. There is no My Hero Academia. Okay, I'm playing. Season 5 was not bad. Not that bad at all, okay? Actually, when I was in it, it was ass, but thinking back on it and watching other people's reactions to other videos, it really wasn't that bad at all. I was very hyped when Bakugo was soloing Class 1B with his fight. That was enough, oxygen to get me to survive that little battle arc. And then My Villain Academia, hearing the backstories, especially Shigaraki's. Jesus Christ, have mercy. I think that happened in season 5. Season 6 is when we started to put our foot on the gas. Met Mirko, my second favorite character. She became my favorite character in that moment. When she made her debut. I think she debuted in season 5 actually. But season 6, she left her mark on that. And then like I said, season 6, season 7, season 8, it's just been higher and higher peaks. And here we are at the end. Did not think, well, like I said, I'll get into my ranking at the end, but I just wanted to, have a little walk through memory lane for that. But 14-minute intro. Jesus freaking Christ. I think I've said enough. We're gonna get the time skip here, I guess, at some point, kinda now. And yeah, looking forward to how we end this thing. Bittersweet for sure, but I'm very, very interested, intrigued, and excited to see what our heroes. How far are we going to skip into the future? Let's see what they're doing now. I need to see. By the way, I'm still waiting for this terrible ending that people have been complaining about. I've yet to see where the terrible ending is. Could someone tell me where it's at? And I don't see. I don't understand. So maybe this last episode is what completely does it end. You know? Or maybe it's the Baku Deku shippers that their voices are just the loudest. And they're mad they didn't get the ship that they wanted. But anywho's. Early episodes on Patreon and full episodes. Yeah. So with all that, my longest intro ever, I think. With all that shit being said, let us begin. I don't know what happened there. Some busted with. Yeah. Ah. God.
まあ今後を見据えた一環ですが、もち復興
Oh, we're not time skipping it.
今回の戦い、俺たちヒーロー以外の活躍が大きすぎた。
Oh, you want to include students?
職業ヒーローと合わせて英雄もピックアップしていきます。より多くを救えるとしたら、それはきっと
Gotta make more heroes.
俺たち職業ヒーローじゃない。
Yeah. That's how you. Yep. Exactly. Where you make everyone a hero. Where everybody is. Okay, it looks like we're not going to. It looks like. It looks like this is not going to lead into a new episode or movie. We're gonna tie this loose end right here. They might just end up using this to show that somebody is going to help him. But why did it look like it was a Shigaraki? Like, why is the sky white? That's why it looked like it was a Shigaraki's world. That's so crazy. Ugh. But somebody's gonna help him this time. Yeah, she gets redeemed. She redeemed it. She redeemed it. She redeemed it. Wow. Wow. But at the same time, if she would have grabbed Shigaraki's head like that, she would have been turned to paste. So, yeah. Somebody's gonna help him this time. This is so messed up. They jumped his ass, man. You know what? I could kind of understand why there's people out there that cannot forgive Bakugo. Because Bakugo did some fuck shit, man. Ah! Is that car? Ah! Deku's working! Oh man! Time skip is here! He's working it! Hey, UA! You know what I'm saying?
Hey guys! 国際協力に置いてかれたくなきゃ本気で取り組め！ひゃー！来月のヒーロー本免許試験！全員！
Alright.
頑張ってかっちゃん！根性見せろバクゴ！そこでやれ！
What's even going on? Oh shit. Oh. Did he write his book?
今度読んでみっかな。
Did he write his book? Oh no. Lizard Boy wrote his book.
卒業まで
It doesn't look like it was a comic book though, unless he
進路
did.
変わらず
デク君も
変わってないよ。
続きまして卒業証書授与
Graduation? Yeah.
今の世界はなかったさ
No, it would not.
でもみんなで繋いだ世界です。
そうだねその通りさ
今このような素晴らしい卒業式を迎えられているのは
I feel like I'm sitting at the graduation. What the? Oh man.
励まし合い
Funny how I'm watching this during graduation season 2.
前に進めた
At least for the fall.
確信しています同性代表
Do you still have that Ember Deku? Or is it gone? Haha!
憧れのオールマイトからワン・フォー・オールを譲渡されヒーローになることができた。不相応な夢を叶えてもらった。
We're skipping more! Please tell me we're skipping more! Oh yes we are. Yeah, 8 years! So how old? Like 25?
もういよいよ受験生だ。来週までに進路希望を提出すること。
ほらヒーローか当然ナンバーワンの雄英だな
今
So this is back in like middle
ス
school?
イライトリーラボのメンバーになるんだ。あの大天才初音姉さんが所属するサポートアイテムデザイン事務所
Uh-huh! Look at her go!
ベイビーが爆誕してしまいますよそれより風呂に入りなさい
Look at...
お前の個性はさすがにむずくねだい
それはわからんでしょ
These about to be some spit-off characters.
減少傾向でヒーローも数絞られてきてんだぜ
Damn, that's the world we're living in now.
強いやつだけがヒーローになる時代だっての
Wow. A new dilemma. I need to see the rankings!
口を揃えてオールマイト
I need to see Bakugo!
ベストジーニストデク大爆殺神ダイナマイトショートみたいになりたいって言ってたのに
Oh man! All those guys mentioned in the same breath. All goats.
功績と影響をたたえ今村平賀賞が授与されました
Look at that beefcake! What the F? Well, it's not just all muscle.
彼らの決意の上に立っているに過ぎないです続いてはチームアップニュース
Ooh, look at our people!
クリエイティそして裏ビティ
Look at our people! Look at her! Look at her little bangs
ヴ
going!
ィラン発生率の減少に伴い活動の幅を広げるヒーローたちその中でもグラビティの打ち出した個性カウンセリング拡張計画は今最も必要不可欠な活動と言われています
Look at Aries in like high school, I think.
おい緑谷これ見たかお前の幼なじみまたチャート落とすぞこりゃこんな近くにおんだてめえ偽物じゃねえんだ死にてえのやすみませんバカってとっとと失せろ
先生、
Yeah.
かっちゃん強制しようと励んでましたよね、言葉遣い。
Okay, man has not learned.
とど
Man has not learned.
だいぶ水開けられそうだな連日
I should have known.
駆けつけるぎこちないけど分け
Look at Todoroki! Look at
言われることも少なくなっ
Todoroki!
たそうだ
本当にすごい活躍ですよね、轟くん。森林カムイマウントレディを抜いて一気にトップの東方先輩と並ぶ勢い。モノマくんや骨抜きくんもすごいし。
Who's number one? Is it Mary that's number one?
もう少し生徒に厳しくした方がいいな
Uh,
大事なことだぞこの現代でうちに入ってこれるようなやつは将来ヒーローになることが確約されているようなもんだからな増長しないよう俺たちが厳しくしないといけないんだわかるか
先生結構優しかったけどな。
Oh man. Oh, look at our invisible girl. That's so funny. She's invisible, but she's like a model. That is so funny. Yeah.
みんなの活躍を見るのはとても嬉しい。
No, that's just gotta hit. That's just gotta hit so different type of way,
学生の
man.
頃を思い出すとよくここに来る。大丈夫？
Yeah.
実在してるんだ。マジで？
そっか、受験生か。
時代が急激に変わってて、僕みたいな同級生に比べてめちゃ弱い個性はついていけなくなっちゃって、だからここに来てオールマイト像に聞くんです。
Tell him you could be a hero. Tell him. Tell him let it go full circle.
なれますか？
Tell him. Tell him.
君はヒーローになれるよ。頑張れ、少年。
I'm gonna start crying.
これは僕たちが最高のヒーローになった物語。
遅かったじゃないか少年。
I forgot about all
こ
that.
こまで迎えに行ったのに。
8年前私とオール・フォー・ワンの戦いで取れたデータがなんかすごい可能性を広げるものだったそうだ。個性の進化とともに技術もまた進化していく。
Oh, he could be here,
使
alright.
いこなした君でさらなるデータを取りたい。
As, yes.
高いもの。
Use the suit. That's the suit, right?
こいつは海外の友と発明少女の協力、そして爆豪
He's
少
doing
年
it
中心と
again.
したかつての A 組が共同出資したものだ。バレてるぜ。
It's happening again.
しまうんだろう。肝に銘じておきな。
It's happening again.
君自身が勝ち取った力だ。
みんなといつまでも。
来い、デク。
時間がない、ここは命の瞬きの中だ。重なったら離れてしまう。ああ伝えなくては何をだったっけ。それじゃ思い出そう今日僕らで。
これはみんなといつまでもいつまでも手を差し伸べ続ける物語。
ああ一度だけでいい、本当の本当が見たいよ。みんなシャボン玉時の中。
Continues on.
20 minutes later.
Is that it? Is that the end?
So what are you waiting for?
I don't know. Something amazing, I guess.
Me too, kid.
That's the end. Yeah, that ending is By ending, I meant like the song, Bump of Chicken or whatever the name of the band is. Reading those, reading the, this is here, Where They Are Now, with that song playing in the background. Oh man, there's still so much meat left on the bone. There's so much they can do with these characters. I need to see them as adults. I need to see. Well, okay, not see them. I wanted to see more. Well, again, actually, let me just give some thoughts on our final conclusion, our final epilogue here. Okay. So, I don't know when Deku ended up losing One for All completely. I don't know at what point, how many years after graduation, if it happened like right after graduation or what. But it's got to the point where I don't know if it's because of familiarity or if it's because Deku hasn't been a hero for so long. But Koda, who is now a student at UA, well not now, but we saw he's a UA student. He's gonna end up going there. I don't know if it's because he's familiar with Midoriya or because Deku has not been, a hero for so long that he doesn't even get called his hero name, at least by Koda. I don't know if that's what they were trying to imply. It could be familiarity. It's like, I know you, so I call you Midoriya. I call him Mizuku. At that point, Koda, since you known each other since you were children. But yeah. So yeah, man's Deku went to work at UA, which makes sense. Makes sense for someone who doesn't have a quirk, You can't necessarily go out and apply the principles out there in the line of work, in the line of duty, but you can pass on the knowledge to the next generation. I don't know. I'd be kind of half-assing it if I was him. If I was like, if I knew I was not gonna have a quirk after this. After it's like, how do I put it? It's almost like being a doctor. If you're like in med school or something, and at the end of med school you're not gonna end up being a doctor anyway. It's like, I wouldn't be studying so hard for them exams. You know what I'm saying? It would feel pretty pointless. But Deku did it anyway. Went ahead and passed on the knowledge to other peeps. At least at that point in the episode that we got. Apparently, Spinner published his book, and it's a bestseller. Who approved the publishing of the book? Him writing it is one thing. Allowing him to write it is another thing. And way over there is publishing the damn book. I'm sure they okayed. They had to have read the book and okayed it for public consumption. There's probably not too much inside the book that's like incendiary, going to cause another uprising. I would hope so, but who's that magician dude that was in the League of Villains? I forgot what his name was. I think that was him that we saw in jail reading the book, though. But, hopefully it'll just inform people as to, it'll change the public perception of Shigaraki in people's eyes and make him more of a tragic character than a freaking villain, wide-scale villain. And it'll keep other Shigarakis from popping out of the woodwork. By the way, does Spinner know? I don't think Spinner knows that All For One had been like manipulating him for birth and shit. I don't know if that would undermine Shigaraki's message and story or not, but thinking about it now. But anyways, yeah. Kids looking up to our pupils now. I forgot did they even say his name? The guy, the new MC of the potential next series. The guy with the white circles on his head, you know. Two was talking about I want to be like All Might and Endeavor and Deku and Great Explosion, Murder God, Dynamite, and Shoto. Their names were mentioned with the GOATs, Best Genius. Their names were mentioned like you say, Brady, Montana, Mahomes, Elway. You know, their names are mentioned like that. Kobe, Braun, Jordan. Damn. It was just so nice to see that, and scenes like with like the statues of the damn class out there in the public, statues of everybody in the class, everybody in class 1A as kids. And so seeing Deku walk past that statue while he was quirkless, see all our little kids like immortalized in that statue forever. It was bitter. It was sweet, but it was bitter at the same time because like Deku was like, it probably causes him some pain when he would, at least like I said at that point of the episode. This is before he got his suit, okay. But it would probably cause him pain to see him and his classmates together fighting crime, remembering of the old days when he explode all his limbs, break every bone in his body and shit, But yeah, seeing that like hit different. What else? Oh yeah, so now we get to the timescape, Uraraka court counseling. Very, very good, very, very nice. Makes sense, If Toga would have asked something like that, Toga wouldn't have ended up this way. She would have found someone to understand her. She would have got the help that she needed. And Sue helping with that as well. Sometimes, good stuff. Eri, I believe she's probably in high school. I'm guessing Eri was probably like 5 or 6 when they found her, like in season 4. So 8 years later, 14, 15, 16. I'd guess you somewhere around there. All of which is basically high school. So her little horn grew back so she can use her quirk again, I assume. Her little rewind. And the video Bakugo yelling at the cameraman. He has a good point. Why are you standing so close to like I treated this like it's a TV show, man. Use the zoom. Don't stand in the area of danger. But Bakugo is delivery. I always say delivery is very, very important. I really wanted Bakugo to be the number 1 hero, but you gotta remember, it's not all about strength. The strongest does not make number 1. Obviously, you could tell from like who's somebody that was in the top 10 and was like, well, what business do you have being there as far as power goes? I don't remember everybody who was in the old top 10. Is Crust in the old top 10? I don't remember. Like, some people that I'm sure would get mollywopped by the other. But like I said, it's not necessarily about strength. Then how did Endeavor get to number 2? Was he just that efficient at fighting crimes? He was just that efficient? And Endeavor isn't a jerk to everybody that... He's not yelling at people. He's not mean to, at least from what I remember, he was not mean. He has like a presence about him. He's not jolly and chipper like All Might is. But I don't know. He's very, very good at getting the job done, which I assume Bakugo is as well, but the way this man yells is just... If Bakugo and Shoto do like about damn near equal job with each other as far as getting the hero job work done, that other stuff, other part of being a hero, the being kind to others, that whole part, that the reason Bakugo failed the provisional license exam to begin with, all that he has not really learned. You see, Bakugo's changed on the inside, but on the outside, not all that much, not too much. He just smiles more often. I guess. Todoroki has completed his Zuko transformation because that was the first thing that came to mind when I saw him. I was like, he looks way too similar to Zuko. You know, we have a fire and ice Zuko. You know, so good on him for being number 8. Number 8. That is pretty high. Like as soon as he went independent, as soon as he debuted as independent hero, number 8. So yeah, I would have hoped that our heroes got a lot of clout from that. Not just public clout from their actions of 8 years ago, but also something that would help them in like the hero rankings. You know, I would have hoped that was the case. But Bakugo was not doing the best job with that shit. But anywho's, but they never even gave us what his actual ranking is. Like, how far down is he? If Todoroki's number 8, what is Bakugo like 15 or something? Like, how bad is his behavior? Like, how much is it weighing him down? I'd like to know. That's an interesting thought. Mirio apparently is number 1. I didn't complete. I think I half realized it while watching the episode, but I went back and watched it again. He's number 1. I guess Night Eye was right when he was talking about, yeah, you have a very bright future. When Night Eye looked at the Mirio's future, hey, man's is number 1. I hope, first of all, listen, I know you busy, Mirio. I know you're a busy guy. You're number 1. I'm not gonna call you the symbol of peace because that's something completely different. But you're pretty much carrying the torch for Hero Society right now. You know, I know you're a busy guy, but can you get a haircut? Don't tell me you did that. You did that shit on purpose. Don't tell me that was intentional. What you got going on up there? Please, somebody get this man a great claim sword out of the barbershop or something. Please, Christ, I'd demote you like 10 spots just for the hair. But apart from that, good for you, Mirio. Good for you. I just hope you're not mooning villains left and right. If you are, just make sure there's no kids around. Next. Invisible Girl, which is, it's quite ironic that I think I've said this before. Nobody could see her, but she's the most beautiful out of anybody in probably like the series. We're supposed to assume that somebody that we could not see is now the symbol of beauty and look at me. That's actually pretty damn funny. I don't know. Ever since the events of 8 years ago, I'm wondering what's going on with villainy and villains to begin with. I don't think they necessarily have a heroes villains society now. I don't think villainy is like what the predominant issue is that heroes face. They said it anyways, that crime has gone down a lot since then. So I think it's just like, things like accidents, disasters, like the fire that Bakugo was at, the house fire, so it's not necessarily fighting bad guys necessarily, but it's more saving people from the situations now. So yeah, and then we had the little, you could be hero, Deku passing out, lighting someone else's torch, giving someone else hope, full circle moment. And then it said the end, and I started getting nervous. Started getting very nervous. I was like, is that the Deku's just gonna be quirkless and teach a class? Oh, that sucks. At that point, I started to feel what I was hearing people say about the ending. It's like, that kind of sucks. That kind of sucks a lot. Now, I don't know if My Hero is one of those series that had like the ending redone. Like, apparently Attack on Titan did. There was like a couple of endings that they put together for it. But I don't know if the first ending had Deku just being quirkless and a teacher. That was it. Which, admittedly, that would... Though it's not an ending I would want, it's still an objectively fine ending. It's not terrible. It's just not what I would prefer. Good, you have to be able to separate good and what you would prefer. Okay? Like what's fine, like what's acceptable and what's not acceptable versus preference and, you know. But till I was being sent down, I thought we were being served the medicine. You know, it does not taste delicious, but it's what you need kind of ending, you know. It's what's right. It's what's fair. It's what's poetic. But no. All Might still being a hero. By the way, he could walk now. He's not in a wheelchair no more. All Might being the hero that he is, that he was that he being Deku's hero once again came with the briefcase. I said we came full circle. No, we had a little bit left in that circle to complete the full circle. We came right back to where we started. Where All Might again gives quirkless Deku some powers, telling him you can be a hero again. You can be a hero again. Oh my heart. Oh, the tears. I was holding back tears. I really was crying. But I did most of that off camera as I was rewatching the episode. But it was so... I felt so relieved. Oh, man. They do sunset scenes so well in the show. Or should I say they did sunset scenes, because now it's over. Well, I guess it was like... It wasn't just All Might. It was like the whole class to save them. Like all their agencies like put together money, especially Bakugo's agency, to get Deku back out there again. They all became his heroes, so you can be a hero again. But yeah, he basically has his quirk again. I assume it's gonna have all the capabilities except for shit like gear shift. But he doesn't need the crazy shit. I assume the suit has Black Whip, it can fly, it has enhanced strength, speed, and mobility, but it probably has smoke screen, it probably has, I guess danger sense in a sense, but it'd be like a notification kind of Iron Man type deal thing. But yeah, him and his people, they all gathered at the end. Beautiful shot right there. All hit me in the feels again. And Mans is living the rest of his days as a hero, as far as we know, unless we get some kind of sequel or some shit goes wrong or a movie or something. But one thing is missing, though. One very, very, very important thing was missing. Horikoshi, where are the ships at? I'm not talking about them boats. I ain't talking about... I ain't got no Titanic, no yacht, no motorboat. No, I ain't talking about that. I'm talking about the pairings. Listen, I know shippings cause controversy. Cause people to get emotional. Cause you know how many shows out there, ratings wise, popularity wise, that are based off relationships. All the shit y'all be watching that I don't watch. Like The Bachelor and what's that one that's hot? What's that one that's really hot right now with Huda and I forgot what the name of that show is. I'm not trying to think of the name anymore. I'm trying to think of other shows. And like the being Engaged or 90 Day Fiance and stuff like that. All those. Screen went black for a second. All those shows about romance and shit. You gave us a little tiny little drip of water on our dusty, dry, dehydrated bodies with that little Deku and Uraraka scene on the hill, and that's it. That was all you gave us for romance. I was about to we know that Deku and Uraraka get together. We know this. Why can't you show it? Why can't you pair some other people up? We know that Jiro and Electricity Guy, we know they get together. We know they're meant for each other. We know they got the chemistry. We know that Kiroshima and Ashido, they probably together as well. But why are you playing with us? Why are you making us use our imaginations? Why are you giving gas to these Baku Deku shippers? Okay? Why can't you close the door on that shit? They will not go silently into the night. We're going to have to keep dealing with this for the rest of eternity unless you fix this with the movie or a sequel. Even the Deku Aizawa shippers, they have some life. They're not dead. But it's fine. It's fine. Even like Najore, we didn't get any. Did y'all see anything about the big three besides Mirio? No, I didn't see nothing about. Unless I missed it. But I went back and rewatched the episode pretty close. I didn't see them. I see nothing about no octopus Kraken guy, no Fat Gum, no. We don't have to go through every single person. We don't have to, but they're at least a little notable, a tiny little bit notable characters. They're probably somewhere in the top 20 heroes. I had assumed that him and he don't have the balls to ask her out. He don't got the balls to ask the Jure out. He don't. Somebody else sweep the rope. Also nice to see Mirko. She's still kicking ass. She just got one lib left, but she's still out there with her freaking Mario brand like bomber missile head thing. But anyways, that wraps it up. 22 minutes after the credits have rolled. Let me drop this before I conclude. My ranking of My Hero Academia, where it ranks. I'm going to rank this series overall a 9. You know what? You didn't put the shipping in there. 8.8 out of 10. I took away 0.2 points because you didn't put the ships in there. All right? There's a cost for everything, Horikoshi. Right? 8.8 out of 10. For reference, Attack on Titan is like a 9.5 for me, okay? Naruto is like a 8.8. I don't want. You know what? I'm not gonna give you my ratings for the anime. I don't want to cause it a controversy. But just know it is high up there in my list of anime. Like season 1 was like a 7. Season 2 brought it up to like a 7.5. 7.8. Season 3 got it to like a 8.5. Like an 8. No, like an 8. Season 4 kept the 8. Season 5 dropped it to like 7.8. Season 6 pushed it back to an 8. Season 7 picked up to like an 8.5. Season 8, this last season, got it to like a 9. And then I got to take away 8.2 for, like I said, the no shippings. But wonderful series. What a journey. I'm glad to be a part of it. Y'all, My Hero haters are mentally unwell. You need to get your brains checked. You are generational haters because this was some damn good shit. I've never seen a series so wrong about its outward perception of it, and I'm glad that I did not listen to y'all and I decided to watch it for myself. Just goes to show, don't necessarily take what you're hearing around you as fact. You gotta go see it for yourself. But at the same time, they do say a fool learns from his own mistakes, but a smart person learns from other people's mistakes. No, a fool is probably not gonna learn from his mistakes at all. Your average person learns from their own mistakes, and a smart person learns from the mistakes of others. But then sometimes when it comes to opinions, stuff that's about preference, stuff that's not objective, you gotta go. You gotta see it for yourself. But this is one of those times. If you listen to the noise, you would have missed out on something great. So thank you, my hero. Thank you for the characters. Thank you for the soundtrack. You have infested my soundtrack with every rendition of You Say Run and all the other songs you hate, Mind Plus You, all that stuff. You've infected my gym video watch list of motivational videos, watching clips from the show Deku versus Muscular and Bakugo versus All for One and All Might versus All. You've just littered my. It was a bunch of Dragon Ball Z. You've worked your way into being my primary for the gym now. But yeah, thank you. And I'm gonna miss you. You're not done yet, because I have to watch the movie. I still have to watch the movie. I still get to see Deku with his quirk going off. All for One is gone for you, but not for me yet. So I'll upload that as soon as possible. I might wait for like a rainy day, but I have nothing else to do. Yeah, that wraps it up. Drop a like, sub, and share. I read every comment. I appreciate every comment. Follow me on Patreon where you get full-length episodes. We're gonna have to find a series to replace this one. I'm gonna put a poll out there to see what y'all want to see next. The Solo Leveling's wrapping up too. I gotta finish that too. But yeah, I'll see you guys. We're not done yet because I have to watch the movie. But I'll see y'all guys in another video. All right, peace.